Today we continue working on our modular camp's walls by adding something for the corners. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Last time we put together a couple of walls. They are magnetized, they are modular, and today we're going to make some tower corners to go along with them. Now, I called this a tower, but really this would be what would normally be called a turret. The idea is that this would be a large, open-topped, kind of flat emplacement where soldiers could stand. You could also put things like siege equipment and large weapon emplacements and things like that. Now, I'm going to use some foam for the interior of the corner turret, and this is going to be cut into two pieces of... Initially here I do 1-inch and 2-inch cut, and after gluing them together and doing a couple of test fits, I realized that this was not going to be the shape that I needed. So I took that apart and then did a second piece of 2-inch and then stuck them together. And then I took them over to my hot foam cutter and trimmed them down just a little bit. Alright, now that I've got everything shaped down, this should fit just inside of a 2-inch by 2-inch with enough space to cover two of the sides with paneling and then walls on the outer two sides. So now we need to put in our magnets, and for that I've got magnets here and here ready to go. I'm just going to use that as a way to indent in, then there we go. Alright, so if this is going to go on a corner, need to make sure everything is going to line up nice and neat with the right magnets. There we go. Oh, and so this side lined up nicely. The other side I'm going to make sure lines up. I'm going to put this onto this craft stick. This is about 2 inches, so it's going to help elevate everything just to the right height to make sure there we go. Okay, so I made a mistake. I forgot to take into account that some things are going to be shifted over. Now, fortunately, I should be able to pull these out. And then shift the hole this way just a little bit. There we go. just a little bit more. Now I am doing this just a little bit out of order. I should be putting the magnet in after I've put the siding on, but because the magnet is going to be on the inner corner, I can't really do that all that easily. So okay, so now it's lined up correctly. I've got enough space to put the paneling in, so I need to take that into account and then put this side in as well. And I'm going to fill in all these gaps around the magnet with some hot glue. So I will get the other magnet in, and then we'll come back and start building all of the siding and the framework. Okay, now I've got it attached to the base plate that I'm going to use. Before I add in the siding, I want to do one other thing, and that is shape this corner just a little bit. So I'm just going to clip this into place so you can kind of get the idea of what it is that I'm talking about. I want some kind of step to go from here up into this. So I'm going to shave this corner down just a little bit. So we've got about a ½ inch of height difference between the top here and this ledge here. So I'm going to cut this down by a ½ inch and then kind of square it off. That'll give us a little step to go from here up to here and still give me a place to put a model. Now for this, I had to keep all the measurements as consistent as possible, so I used the wall and the logs as a template and guide to ensure that all of the pieces were going to be cut in the same dimensions. And what I ended up with was a kind of rough cutout area that I wanted to remove. Now, if I had been thinking about this before I glued everything together, I could have cut this notch out beforehand, but a reasonably sharp utility knife was able to trim everything away with very little mess and no damage to the main structure. Now that that was done, I can start measuring out a bunch of matchsticks to cut for our siding. Now, I wanted a kind of like exposed corner support beam to be visible, so I measured everything from one side of the foam to the other, and that was 45 millimeters. So I trimmed a bunch of matchsticks down to that size, and then began counting out how many I needed, which ended up being quite a few. It was something like 16 matches per side, so it was a decent number that needed to be trimmed and then hot glued into position. Now, I'm gluing these on just kind of haphazardly. If you want a nice kind of consistent clean edge where the support column at the corner is going to go, I would actually recommend lining up all the matchsticks so that the bottom end where you have not cut is the area that's exposed to the support beam, since those are going to be consistently factory machined to be a nice perfectly flat edge. Now, this little area here isn't going to be seen, but I wanted a consistent covering of all of the foam just to ensure that there wasn't going to be any exposed areas that spray paint was going to cause to melt when I went to go and prime everything. So the small little ledge up by the step also gets a nice little covering of matchsticks. Alright, now with that all trimmed, I can grab a little bit of hot glue and then fit one more matchstick into position, and then I will trim that flush. It will have a nice little support beam to kind of make everything look like it's consistently built and supported. Now, to kind of disguise the step and make it look as though everything is made in the same fashion, I put a little bit of cladding in place, and this is just a couple trimmed pieces of some coffee stick, and this is just to disguise the foam on the actual raised area of the step. And once that was done, I measured out and then sanded down a few more coffee sticks, and I decided just for a little bit of extra dimension, I wanted to face these in two different directions. So the lower step is going to face one way, and then all of the planks for the upper step are going to face a different way, just to give a little bit more of a visual difference between the layers. Now, I ended up having it where it was 4 sticks in each little area of the raised and lowered step, but depending on how large of a turret you end up making, it can be more or less than what I have here. Okay, now that all of the cladding is finished and our steps are covered, it's time to go ahead and start adding the logs for our wall. Okay, so now it's time to start attaching all of the logs into place. And to do that, I'm going to kind of use one of the walls as a guideline for where the first log should start. And do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Alright, that should do. Now, the logs that I'm using are 3 inches and 4 inches. Now the 3-inch ones will match up with the tall poles on the walls, and then the 4-inch ones will extend above that. So we're going to start by going 3-inch, and I think what we're going to do is go 2 of the 3-inch and then wrap around with the 4-inch and then do 3-inch, then 4-inch all the way around. Okay, that should help us to make sure everything lines up perfectly every time. And everything looks to be the right height. Okay, so I'm going to speed up the footage, then we'll do the full wraparound. The general idea that I had for these little corner turrets was a spot where a couple of soldiers could stand and fire down around the walls so that they can kind of provide extra cover for anyone trying to attack the walls or try and climb it with ladders or ropes or things like that. But I wanted them to still have an area to kind of hide behind, which is why we have these larger areas that are kind of raised up above the little windowed or lowered areas for firing points. Now, if I was going to build one that was going to be exclusively for siege equipment, like a large ballista or something like that, I would not do the higher sections. I would just do some lower ones so that there was a little bit more of a clear field of fire. Now, I ended up running out of a couple of logs of the correct size, so I had to do a quick trim of some spares that I had laying around. And once that was done, I was able to finish the wraparound, and we have a nice, consistent measurement of all of the logs and pieces that are fit into place. Then I took it out and gave it a base coating in some flat brown spray paint from Krylon, before grabbing my dry brushing brushes and doing a full all-over coating of some raw sienna in a heavy dry brush or kind of a soft overbrushing. And it was still a little bit warm in my workshop, so after about 10 minutes or so, everything was perfectly dried, and I was able to do a light dusting of some warm gray to add that same weathering effect that I did for the main palisade walls. And there we have it. Our wall turrets are finished. Okay, here we have the finished piece. I like how these came out. The step works pretty well. We've got the ability for realistically probably only 2 models to sit comfortably in the space. Depending on the size of the base, like if they're smaller than this or a custom mini, I could definitely fit more than just 2. But yeah, I think it came out rather nice. Let's grab a couple of the wall units. What we have is we can now put together a quick little improvised fortification. We can use this just kind of loose in the world to create a little miniature fort. We've got all kinds of things that this can just kind of add and expand to. Yeah, I still need to make a gate, but that is coming. That's in the works. If we do the walls back to back like so, they don't quite fit perfectly, but they do fit enough that they can be just a little end cap for a wall section. So we do still have more modularity like that. And I gotta say, I'm loving how all of these are coming out and how the magnets are kind of helping hold everything together. This is definitely going to be a really nice additional piece for the camp and for just some of the random terrain that I've made and plan to use. So I think that's going to be it for today. Next time we are going to tackle the gate for the camp, and that's going to again be magnetized like the walls, and it's going to go along with these and help finish out the fortification section for the camp. So that's going to be coming out next time. Thank you everyone for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe for future content, comment down in the comments section, and we will see everyone next episode.